All right, I'm going to disappoint people. I'm not really going to concentrate too much on Nora. We're just going to do a Nora cameo to get to Aaron. What I think here is a little bit more interesting, not in a deep way. But let me just give the quick background for the new people. I know some the older subscribers like just get to the thing. There are new people. They're like, I'm like, who, what, where, what. Okay, the basic gist is that Zero Dark Tony had, it was very small involvement with Scientology. If you want to label him ex Scientology, whatever. So, anyway, a couple years ago, he and Aaron were working together, and Zero Dark Tony was basically attacking a lot of people Aaron hated, like Chris Shelton, Tony Ortega, Mike Render. But then Tony had the temerity to make fun of Aaron, which made Aaron very angry, and Nora. And again, I'm not trying to reward Aaron any points here. In fact, the main thrust here will be he's once again proving to be a very scummy, uncreative, unprincipled, and very untrustworthy person. However, I would have to say that, and Aaron is lying, saying, "Oh, just ignore the hatred. Zero Dark Tony going crazy. I'm ironish. I'm a good at." No, no, no. That's not what happened. That said, I think he dealt with Zero Dark Tony overall better. Like none of these are good people. I'm just stressing that relative to Nora, Aaron made some wiser decisions. But Nora, for whatever reason, became really obsessed that Zero Dark Tony made fun of her. And again, not shilling for Zero Dark Tony. I'm just keeping the record straight because nobody wants to, be honest in the ex Scientology space. For whatever reason, they just seem to have not normal problems with truth, like, oh, we all tell white lies. I mean, they just cannot keep to basic reality. But the reality is, Zero Dark Tony did back off, right? They had a little tussle back and forth, and Zero Dark Tony went on to other things. He actually concentrated on DOA. If people remember, from my own memory, right, he was really bashing DOA, and Nora just became a very small footnote. Let it in, let it all go, let it all go. Let's move on. No, Nora had to step back in. He was getting help from DOA, some of the LA protesters, some other people, and some people even in Europe. So that's just Nora's attitude. She's really dumb. The problems with Nora always come down to her dumbness. And I'm gonna play a very small little bit of her, and then we're gonna move to Aaronis. But we'll return to Nora's dumbness.
You like me a lot? Like maybe you're a little bit in love with me? Also, I'm gay, and I'm married. So maybe, you got to go find yourself another girl. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You can't have any of this. But thanks for coming. Thanks for boosting the algorithm. Okay. Go report to your Scientology handlers that you told me off. Okay. Good job.
So basically, someone is calling her a grifter, and Nora's response is, "Oh, you must be very sexually attracted to me. I'm incredibly sexually attractive, but I must deny you." No, Nora, see, it's really simple. You're really that dumb, and your dumbness is so easy to point out. You demonstrate it all the time. It's not hard for people to come in and be like, "Hey, what's it? Oh, oh, you're being stupid." And, you have a choice. Be less stupid. Try to work on being less stupid. And no, Nora's like, here's my snarky joke. I'm incredibly beautiful and good looking. Of course, the joke is she's not very good looking. So that's just she's making fun of herself. No, Nora does not like being made fun of. She just has no real ego, no real sense of self. She's pathetic. But now it might seem like all I'm doing is bashing her. I'm actually going to defend her right now. This shows how bad Aaron is. So basically, the gist of this Nora video is her celebrating Zero Dark Tony again. He's to put him out. He's got some bail complications. So he was supposed to show up in court. He's forfeited his bond, and it seems to be a large amount, $50,000. He paid $5,000, but now apparently it's been upped to $500,000. So now he's in trouble with the bail bondsman and the court. And it's been 5 days since he's done a video, which for Tony, at least on the YouTube, he also has Rumble. And on YouTube, that's a long time. He usually doesn't go that long without posting something. So my guesswork would be He's obviously trying to contact the lawyer and negotiate some kind of agreement with the judge and everything. That would be my guesstimate. What's really going on? So, Nora and Zero Dark Tony have their little war. She wants to do an update. That's fine. I'm not even against Aaron coming in per se. What I find shocking is how opportunistic he is. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole recap of Nora and Aaron's very shaky up and down. But I'm going to keep it very short. Basically, they were friends for a long time. I mean, a long time. When Aaron was in the Sea Org as a young man and Nora was in the Sea Org as a young woman, they knew each other. So they go back a long time. But then Aaron, because he couldn't help himself, right, while he was committing all these crimes and setting up a very questionable charity, wanted to act like he was a better person, right? Wanted to shift the image of Aaron the grifter. So he said, "Oh, I'm no longer going to platform very negative people." And he didn't name names, but everyone knew, "Oh, you mean Nora." And Nora just exploded in rage, and the relationship just collapsed. And they tried to reconcile a few months ago. That didn't work. So from now on, Aaron always attacks, degrades, and makes fun of Nora. And whenever Aaron is brought up, Nora makes fun of him and considers him scummy. So they don't like one another. So I find it very curious that Aaron, and let me be very clear here, because this is showing his failure. So over the weekend, he tried, and he failed miserably, to basically hijack a Jubilee video. Now, Jubilee has 10 million subscribers. Now, I'm going to do a lot of videos on Jubilee. They've done a lot of questionable things, so I'm not going to lie. This is grifting, right? Because Jubilee is such a big platform. And Aaron, shocker, basically tried to parasitically feed off their algorithm. And they stopped his video. And he got really mad. So apparently they did a copyright strike. He did a short video. He wanted it to be a big video. So that didn't work. He also did a very disastrous Halloween protest. And that is about 40,000 views, which normally would be like, oh, that's really good. But for Aaron, this is terrible. Like these videos should be getting 80,000, 100,000, 120,000. So the Jubilee video didn't work. The Halloween video didn't work. But I will give Aaron this. This is the only compliment I'm going to give him is I honestly thought, and I didn't put out this video, but I honestly thought I was going to predict, oh, he's going to do Tom Cruise. Whenever he's in trouble, he always pulls the Tom Cruise card. It just never fails. He's up against the wall. Tom Cruise. Tom just talked about. Well, I'll give him this. He didn't do Tom Cruise. He did Dear Dark Tony, even though he literally promised, "I'm not gonna." No, Dear Dark Tony, I don't do that. No. Oh, but if you send me a link, I'm gonna look at it. That's Aaron in a nutshell. He will lie to you one time, and then 2 minutes later, he'll lie to you again. Okay, fine. He wants to now do zero, even though he said it's not gonna do that. But it's like his video literally just copycatted Nora. And granted, Nora's video was pathetic too. Like, if you're gonna do propaganda, do a better job. Like one of the things he's reading from the court doc. I mean, I'm like, this is just shows how stupid this is getting. They're like, this is the evidence they have against Zero Dark Tony. Zero Dark Tony threatened someone to kill someone with chop. Well, this is why you hire a really expensive lawyer. Because a really good lawyer, literally top rate lawyer, would destroy this. You can hate Zero Dark Tony. That's fine. I'm not defending Zero Dark Tony. But I defend that remark because we all know it's a joke. Anyone with a brain would know, oh, is he really gonna kill someone with a chopstick? Oh yeah, he's Bruce Lee. He's gonna use deadly chopsticks on Nora. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna put a bomb in the wonton soup. That's what Zero Dark Tony. This is just a clown show. And Aaron, as he always does, does his weirdo, stupid Joker psycho laugh. Even though he's pretending Zero Dark Tony's a threat. Even though Aaron is literally facing a similar issue, right? He's facing a similar crisis that his own bond, right? Because he's technically supposed to be in jail, that his bond may get revoked. He may get from bail to jail. And he's moralizing about Zero Dark Tony. And again, the way Nora frames herself is very deceptive. However, that is true. Technically speaking, I mean, I think she's a criminal. Whatever. However, she doesn't have a criminal record. She's clever. So her morality lesson is stupid. However, at the basic level, it's like, okay, technically speaking, she didn't commit crimes you could put her in jail for. You know, I think she should go to jail, but be that as it may. So at least her moralizing about Zero Dark Tony it's stupid, it's hypocritical, but it's plausible. It's plausible. Like there's no plausibility to Aaron's update at all. It's like, this guy he's fugitive from the law. He's on the run. I'm gonna make fun of him now. Aaron, you're the same guy. Like literally, you're the same guy. And these comments are insane. So one person in support of Aaron was like, "What's the story with the 86 GOP? Like, he was giving money to the protesters, and then something happened." Yeah, someone he gave money to. You know who 86 GOP gave money to? Aaron. He was giving money to Aaronis. But that's Aaron's nutty echo chamber where they're like, "Yeah, 86. Wasn't he just helping everyone?" Maybe you want to mention Aaron? Maybe one of there we go. There we go. So I get it. A lot of this is for his core audience to keep lying to them and brainwashing them. But it's like, first of all, it's not even working. I mean, this video. Let's keep it realistic. This is more successful than his other videos, right? So him getting to a regular 10,000 is actually a big effort now. But I'm like, that's just shameless. Even after he gaslights, lies, abuses, and backstabs Nora and says she's a complete moron, she's stupid, she's worthless, don't listen to her, you're stealing her content. You're literally raiding her channel for ideas now. Like that's insane. That's insane. But then it's like then she's not totally worthless. She actually has a few bright ideas. Maybe she's actually smarter than you. So which is it? Which is it? Is Zero Dark Tony a dangerous criminal with chopsticks? Don't know. Is Nora completely moronic and stupid? I don't know. I mean, Aaron thinks her ideas are good enough to steal, but then Aaron steals all the time. So there you go. So Nora's not exactly the best grifter or the smartest grifter, and she's dumb as paint. But apparently she's smarter than Aaron, that Aaron has to steal her ideas to keep his grift going. And that's where we are. That's where we are.